Which of the following is not a unit of pressure؟ بسم الله. Can you see the screen يا شباب؟ شباب الجيل المستقبل. Which of the following is not a unit of pressure؟ Atmospheric is okay, torr is okay, Newton على meter square is okay, Pascal is okay. This is not correct. بالتالي الناس بتوع الفيزياء اشطر ناس في الحاجات دي. Equation that defines pressure بتساوي الفورس على الاريا. وده فيزيكس ولا ايه؟ Name the following devices used to measure pressure. This is a manometer. المانومتر بيستخدم في قياس البريشر open ended or closed ended. في نوعين. لو كانت دي closed بيبقى اسمه closed end manometer. لو كانت دي open بيبقى اسميها open end manometer. The device that's used to measure the atmospheric pressure is called barometer. The pressure of gas is 64 millimeter G. Convert pressure into atmosphere and Pascal. 64 into 0.084. If you don't know that, 1 atmospheric pressure is equal to 760 millimeter Hg. And I can also convert the mercury into Pascal the same way. Select the graph that represents Boyle's law for an ideal gas. For an ideal gas, the pressure and the volume is directly or inversely proportional. They are inversely proportional. If you make the curve between pressure and volume, the curve will be like that. If you make it between pressure and 1 over volume, it will give you a linear opposite curve. You cannot do it like that because this means that when the volume increases, the pressure increases, which is wrong. And this means that when the volume and pressure increases, the volume is the same, which is also wrong. Select correct equation that represents Boyle's law. PV is equal to K. This means that pressure and volume are related by a constant, and pressure is inversely proportional over volume. Right, inversely proportional to the volume. 100 millimeter gas of sample of pressure expands to 300 milliliters at constant temperature. What is the final pressure of the gas? Of course, I'm going to use P1. V1 is equal to P2 V2. Because these are the two things which are changing. The number of moles is the same, and the temperature is the same. A sample of oxygen occupies 100 milliliters at 1 atmospheric pressure. If the gas is compressed, find the volume. Again, the relationship is between the volume and the pressure. The same thing exactly. Absolute 0 or 0 Kelvin is equal to minus 273. If I want to change it into Kelvin, I have to add 273 degrees. Graph that represents Charles' law, the relationship between temperature and volume. When the temperature increases, the volume increases. But which graph is correct? The important thing is that it does not intersect with the x-axis at 0. It intersects with the x-axis at 0 Kelvin, if the curve is in Kelvin, and if it is between volume and temperature in Celsius, then it will be intersecting at a point which is equal to minus 273 degrees Celsius. This is wrong. I cannot make volume versus temperature in 273 Kelvin and Celsius. This is very important to understand because if you don't know this, there is no way that you will try to make it up in your mind in the exam. You have to know if the curve is temperature in Celsius, it is at minus 273. If it is with Kelvin, then it is at the 0 point here, 0 Kelvin. So the relationship between them is with a constant. This time they are directly proportional. So again, V is equal to V over T in Kelvin is equal to K. Also very important to understand. I will know this sample of gas. The relationship again now is V1 over T1 is equal to V2 over T2. زي ما اتفقنا قبل كده ما ينفعش احل اي سؤال من الاسئله ديت والتمبريتشر بتاعتي تكون بالسيليزيوس. The temperature has to be in Kelvin all the time. Here I have the same pressure, temperature is changed and pressure is changed. No, temperature and volume, so I can use the same thing, V1 over T1 equal to V2 over T2. Sample of gas occupies كذا. انتهى الأسئلة سهلة جدا. Temperature again versus volume. A sample of helium gas occupies spreads the number of moles of helium gas and a sample that occupies. هنا مفيش أي change يا مستر. هنا PV is equal to nRT على طول. البريشر I have, الفوليوم I have, التمبريتشر I have, النمبر of moles I have. هو بيسأل على ايه؟ At the same conditions predict the number of moles of helium gas in a sample gas that occupies 12.1 liter. هل في اي change؟ لا ده هنا في change. هنا الريليشن شيب ما بين الفوليوم، مش هقول بي في ان ار تي، هنا في change في الفوليوم. So if you change the volume, what happens to the number of moles? The relationship this time is between volume and the number of moles. Okay, number of moles نفس الكلام. We answered all this. What is the mass of sample of ammonia gas occupying volume كذا and كذا? Now this is the one that I'm going to say PV is equal to nRT directly. There is no change in any of the conditions. In the equation of PV nRT, in this time, everything has to be in the right units. So this has to be in atmospheric, this has to be decimeter cube, this has to be in moles, and this has to be in Kelvin. ده مفيش هزار هنا. ما تجيش تقول لي هنا this one can be centimeter cube. No, if this is centimeter cube or milliliter, this is wrong. If PV nRT, all the units has to be correct as long as you have 0.0820 liter atmospheric Kelvin per mole. Number of molecules. حلينا السؤال ده المرة اللي فاتت، قلنا we find the number of moles, and once you find the number of moles multiplied by Avogadro's number, then you can get the number of molecules. Sample of methane gas at a pressure of 570 Hg at a temperature of كذا and كذا. If the temperature is decreased and the pressure is كذا, so what will be the volume of the methane gas? So the pressure has changed or no? The pressure has changed. The temperature has changed. And the volume has changed. What is the equation that I will use? P changed, T changed, and V changed. What is the equation that I will use?
P1 V1 over T1 equals P2 V2 over T2.
Thank you so much, Steve. Okay. Sample of helium at temperature and pressure is heated to temperature and pressure. Can you change in the volume that occurs. نفس الكلام، بس المرة دي بعمل شوف ال V1 كام وال V2 اعملهم subtraction عشان اجيب الدلتا V. Sample of hydrogen gas occupies volume. So he has given me the mass. احنا المرة اللي فاتت اتكلمنا على relationship between the number of moles and mass. قلنا لما اقول PV بتساوي nRT, I can change this and say PV is equal to mass over molar mass RT. That's very easy to relate between the number of moles and the mass in grams. Standard temperature and pressure STP indicates that temperature is 0 degrees and the pressure is 1 atmospheric pressure. The molar volume بتاعته 22.4. That's STP 0 and 1 and 22.4. RTP is 25 and 1 and 24 is the molar volume. What is the molar volume? The volume of 1 mole of any gas at these conditions. A sample of argon has gas occupies a volume of كذا. How many moles are there in this sample? So number of moles is equal to 0.25. He said STP. So خلاص. The number of moles is equal to volume over 22.4. You have the volume, you have the 22.4. You can find the number of moles very easily. The same one can be applied if I have 24, then number of moles equal to volume over 24. طالما قال على ديت STP and قال على ديت RTP. Find volume of methane gas at STP, the same thing. نفس الكلام بس المرة دي بيلعب بيها بدل ما يخليها number of moles equal to volume over 22.4 شال number of moles وقال لي mass. خلاص أنا أقدر أستخدم number of moles equal to mass over molar mass. عندي المولر ماس وعندي الماس، أقدر أجيب number of moles وبعد ما أجيب number of moles أخده وأحطه هنا وعندي 22.4 so I can easily find the volume. Sample of unknown gas occupies this volume. Find the molar mass of the unknown gas. This is the same idea as the previous one. Sample of كذا unknown gas occupies volume of كذا and the pressure of كذا. What is the molar mass? Again, you can find it the same way. So PV is equal to nRT or PV is equal to mass over molar mass RT. Any one missing, I can find it. If you have pressure missing, volume missing, molar mass missing, mass missing, temperature missing, as long as you have the rest, you can find the missing one. Don't forget the units, the units, the units. What is the molar volume of an ideal gas at 20 degree and pressure of 1 atmospheric pressure? Here there is nothing fixed, but I can just say if PV is equal to nRT. So what is the molar volume? How can I find this one? Mr. How did you know that he wants the molar volume? He is asking about molar volume, but I don't know what is the molar volume at 20 degrees and 1 atmosphere. I know only at 0 degrees and 1 atmosphere, or 25 and 1 atmosphere. Yes, because you memorized this. But what about 20 degrees? I don't know it. Yes, because you don't need to memorize it. You have just to answer it. So pressure is equal to what? He said 1. And volume is equal to what? That's what he wants to find. And N, he said molar. So all the question is in this word, molar volume. Molar means how many moles? Molar means 1 mole. And this is R, and this is T. Temperature is 20 degree, so 294. Plus I have temperature and everything, so I can find the volume. It will become 24. مستر طلعت 24 زي دي، ماليش دعوة، هي بالصدفة طلعت 24, but I need to calculate it to make sure that it is correct. There is no other way to find the answer, by the way. The density of this one, again, BV is equal to nRT. How to find the D? حد حافظ equation? What is D?
M over V.
Density.
Mass over volume.
PM is equal to
DRT.
DRT. ممتاز. Then D is equal to PM over T. برافو. Okay. Hydrogen peroxide decomposes to produce water and oxygen gas as shown in the following chemical equation. Calculate volume of oxygen produced at temperature and كذا when this one decomposes completely. This is the same stoichiometric problem, very easy. All you have to do is just find the number of moles correctly. So you have the ratio 2 to 1, 2 to 2 to 1. What do you have? Volume of oxygen gas required to find. So we need volume, and this one is not volume. This is 1. Did he say STP or RTP? He said at 20 degrees and 1 atmospheric pressure. So he did not specify. So in this case, I have to find like the same way. So what did he give us? Temperature of kaza, 17 gram of H2O2. So it changes 17 grams into number of moles. After you find the number of moles, you can use the ratio to find the number of moles of oxygen. So find the number of moles of oxygen. Again, you have the values for H2O2. You have the 17 grams. So you can change the 17 grams by dividing it by the molar mass of H2O2 into number of moles of H2O2. If you have the number of moles of H2O2, you can make cross multiplication, multiply it by 1 divided by 2, and get the number of moles of oxygen. It's equal to the number of moles of H2O2 divided by 2. If you have the number of moles of oxygen, you can get the volume. How do I get the volume? Take care. Don't use this. Don't use V is equal to number of moles equal to V over 22.4 or 24. He did not say 24 degrees Celsius. He did not say 0 degrees Celsius. He said 20. So I cannot use this. There is only one way. PV is equal to nRT. What is the pressure? He has given the pressure. What is the temperature? Here is the temperature. What is R? What is the number of moles? We have the number of moles. We have the number of moles. Then I can find the volume. Okay, don't use these two unless he said RTP or STP or give their conditions. Otherwise, you can use BV equal to nRT only. This is the question that we use to find the volume of helium gas collected over water was measured to be 72 liters. So he measured the volume of the helium gas to become 72 milliliters. When the levels inside and outside were adjusted to be the same, يعني ايه Mr. outside and inside? يعني level of the liquid here and the level of liquid here is the same. So this means that the pressure inside here is equal to the atmospheric pressure. Yani this is the pressure of the gas. The gas is making pressure inside. There is one gas here making pressure, and there is atmospheric pressure here. Since the two levels are equal, so this means that this pressure is equal to the pressure. How did you know? لأن لو كان ده أقوى, if this was stronger, it will go down. طب if this is stronger, this one will go down. طب هما الاثنين قد بعض، معنى ذلك ان this one is equal to this one. So this means that the pressure of gases is equal to the atmospheric pressure. What did he say? He said the atmospheric pressure is equal to 765. يعني ال pressure of atmosphere اللي هو equal to the pressure of gases equal to 765. طب what is the vapor pressure بتاعت water؟ water مين يا مستر؟ ما هو في هنا اتنين جازز حضرتك. في الجاز اللي هو الهيليوم بس مش لوحده، في اير كمان. في اير، طالما في اير يبقى في ووتر فيبور. طالما في ووتر فيبور يبقى في اتنين جازز هنا، الهيليوم، البريشر بتاع الهيليوم، والبريشر بتاع الووتر فيبور. كام البريشر بتاع الووتر فيبور؟ 303. طب ده 765 وده 303، يبقى ده كام؟ الهيليوم بريشر بتساوي 765 minus 303. بالسبتراكشن يطلع البريشر بتاع الهيليوم. عندك التمبريتشر؟ يس. عندك التمبريتشر؟ يس. وانت عايز ايه؟ عندك الاتوميك ماس؟ يس. عندك اليونيفرسال كونستانت؟ يس. عايز البريشر بتاع الهيليوم ان اتموسفيريك بريشر. خد بالك انا جبته بالبريشر بس ما جبتوش بالاتموسفيريك بريشر، اما انا جبته بايه؟ مستر ده 765 minus 303. فين الكالكوليتر؟ 765 minus 303 يعني
400.
462. 462 بس 462 ايه؟ مليمتر اتش جي. واحنا قلنا ال1 اتموسفيريك بريشر بيساوي كام مليمتر اتش جي؟ 760 مليمتر اتش جي. وانت طلع عندك 462 كروس مالتيبيكيشن يطلع لك 0.16. غلط. ليه غلط؟ 462 pressure of helium collected in atmospheric number of helium gas collected 765 vapor pressure نعمل تاني 765 minus 303 على 700 على 760. مش لازم تطلع صح. pressure of helium number of moles of helium collected مش عارف تطلع صح. دي بتساوي ار تي. ايه اللي عملنا غلط؟ الفوليوم when the levels inside and outside were adjusted to be the same shown in the graph fill in the table. قلنا البريشر بتاع الهيليوم زائد البريشر بتاع الووتر فيبور بيساوي بعض، يبقى 765 minus 303. مظبوط. تاني 765 minus 303 على 760. ما راح تطلع. طيب خلاص نحولها للاتموسفيريك بريشر من الاول ونعمل سبتراكشن. 760 المفروض يطلع نفس الكلام 765. يا مستر 765. تعالى نشوف كده 765 minus 303 على 765 نفس الكلام. طيب ليه مش عايزين نطلع atomic mass of helium؟ طيب نشوف نحلها بالبي بي ان ار تي. volume of gas was collected over water measure 272 when the levels are equal. atmospheric pressure 765. temperature in Kelvin 30. vapor pressure of water بيساوي 26. atomic mass of helium بتساوي ماشي. universal gas constant بتساوي كذا. pressure of helium let's say pressure of helium بي في بتساوي ان ار تي. كان احنا عايزين نجيب البريشر. البريشر بتساوي ان ار تي على الفوليوم. النمبر اوف مولز بتساوي ايه؟ الماس على المولر ماس multiplied by ار تي على الفوليوم. الماس قال بيساوي كام؟ ماس اوف هيليوم. ما عندناش ماس. ما عندناش ماس. atmospheric temperature vapor pressure لازم يكون عندي الفوليوم. طب الفوليوم كام؟ احنا قلنا الفوليوم بيساوي كام؟ استنى.
0.072.
0.
لا. ده الفوليوم بتاع هيليوم 0.072.
72 ml. 72 يعني 0.072 صح؟
اه
والمولر ماس بتساوي 4،
4.
والار بتساوي 0.0800، والتمبريتشر بالكلفن بتساوي 303. ايه ده، انا عملت سبتراكشن للتمبريتشر. انا عملت سبتراكشن للتمبريتشر يا حاج. عملت 765 ماينس 303، مش كده؟
اه
والنعم والنعم. صباح النوم. الاتموسفيريك بريشر 765 ماينس ده ماينس 26. دي المفروض 26، انا اسف الغلط جه من هنا اهو. This is 26 صح؟ 26 يبقى 765 minus 26 كام؟
139.
minus 26 739. 739 على 760 يطلع الحل على طول 0972. حليناها اهو. تاني how did you find it يا مستر؟ انت قلت الاثنين بريشرز دول قد بعض. انا ما اعرفش ايه اللي خلينا نغلط كده. قلت ده قلت ده قد ده صح؟ طب ده كام؟ 765. طب ده كام؟ ده حاجتين يا مستر، ده ووتر فيبر وهيليوم. الووتر فيبر بدل ما نقول عليه 26 قلنا عليه 303. ده هو مش 303 يا مستر، هو 26. يبقى ده 26 وده 765. يبقى البريشر بتاع الهيليوم كام؟ الفرق 765 minus 26 يطلع كام؟ تاني
0.972.
739 كده.
اه 739 بعدين
739. ال 739 ده مليمتر اتش جي. اعمل لها كروس مالتيبيكيشن. 739 multiplied by 1 divided 760 هتطلع كام؟
0.97.
0.972 اللي هي دي. خلاص. عندك البريشر دلوقتي، وانت عايز ايه يا مستر؟ عايز النمبر اوف مولز. يبقى انت عايز ان بس. انت عايز ان بتساوي بي في على الار تي. البريشر لسه مطلعينه 0972. الفوليوم قلنا عليه 12 72 مللي 0.072. الار 0.0800. temperature بتساوي 303 على الكالكوليتور الكلام ده. $0.972 multiplied by 0.072 divided by 0.08 multiplied by 303 يطلع الحل 0.0288713 اللي هو 0.0289. Take a short break and come back after 5 minutes. Thank you. عندكم امتحانات بكرة؟ You have exams book tomorrow? Any exams tomorrow? Any MS, any final, any periodic, anything tomorrow?
Yeah, we have final
Final which subject?
mechanics.
Mechanics. طيب. ويوم ويوم الثلاث what do you have
I,
Tuesday?
I have biology.
I don't have anything on bio.
Wednesday.
We have the chemistry.
خلاص هنتقابل يوم الثلاث Tuesday. في حد عنده اعتراض؟
Uh, I'll tell you tomorrow.
ايه؟
هقول لك بكرة.
اوكي نور، عشان اسيبكم تروحوا تذاكروا الميكانيكس.
ما عنديش حاجة يوم
خلاص
التيوزداي
يبقى
كمان.
هنتقابل الثلاث الساعة اللي بقى هنتقابل يوم الثلاث. اوكي.
Okay.
اوكي. يلا. سلام
The
عليكم.
same timing?
سيم تايم ان شاء الله.
Okay.
يلا سلام عليكم.
Thank you, mister.
مع السلامة. مع
Thank
السلامة. مع السلامة. مالك عندك حاجة يوم الثلاث؟ You have anything؟
No.
اوكي خلاص نتقابل يوم الثلاث ان شاء الله. عند... عندك ميكانيكس بكرة برضو؟
Yes.
طيب يلا تيك كير. باي باي.
Okay.
باي.